I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Well, if you want a reason to lie awake at nights and worry about money, just choose a career where your earnings come in unpredictable boom and bust cycles. Having spent years selling real estate, I'm really familiar with the financial roller coaster that can go along with big ticket items. But outside of real estate, there's plenty of other careers that don't necessarily provide a reliable month-to-month income. Farming and ranching, music, writing, the tourism industry, construction, consulting, entertainment, all of these come to mind as examples. And as one of my staff members with a bronc riding husband would remind me, professional rodeo. Plus, in today's economy, increasing numbers of people are relying on temporary contracts and projects to get by. Another form of unpredictable income would be professional athletics. Now there is a place where you can really earn some big money, but the career typically doesn't last long and can be abruptly cut short by injury. In fact, one of the names for the NFL amongst NFL players is not for long. Well, here's some suggestions for you for managing an irregular income. First, base your lifestyle on your lean times instead of your fat times. When you're starting out, live on as little as you possibly can and focus on building a reserve. Two, average out your yearly income and give yourself a regular monthly paycheck. As your career progresses, pay yourself a monthly salary based on your average income for the previous 3 years. This allows you to give yourself raises as you become more successful. But these raises are based on real numbers rather than anticipated income. And this is an area that many of us make big mistakes. We look at the fat paycheck or contract we just signed and give ourselves a raise long before that income is realized. Keep building your reserve. A generous emergency fund is really important. As you accumulate an investment portfolio, keep a substantial amount in more liquid assets like cash, CDs, and bonds. Don't diversify into less liquid investments like stocks and real estate or real estate investment trusts or any type of equity until you have a large reserve built up. When you bring home a big paycheck, resist the urge to declare a dividend and go on a spending spree. Give yourself a small percentage as a reward, enjoy a modest celebration, and sock the rest away. Next, from the very beginning, take out an amount for taxes and saving and retirement funding right off the top of every check, both in good times and hard times. Don't fall into the trap of relying on that next big paycheck to take care of your Social Security or your income tax obligation. This can really come back to bite you. A good rule of thumb is take 1/3 of every paycheck and sock it away in your tax account. Next, invest some time and energy in becoming familiar with your unconscious beliefs about money. Now, guilt over doing better than your family or peers or friends might cause you to inappropriately give expensive gifts or take on financial obligations that you can't sustain. If you feel a need to keep up with others in your field who have lavish lifestyles, you could blow a fortune and be left with nothing but debt. It might be a good idea to have your earnings come to an LLC or another entity that pays you a salary. Consult an accountant or a fee-only financial planner to help you decide what works best for you. And finally, think beyond the payment in your hand. It's easy and very normal to receive a big paycheck and think, I'm rich. Yet in the case of a high-earning but short-lived career, that check may be a disproportionately high percentage of your overall career earnings. In other fields such as sales or consulting, a check might represent months of earnings and you may not see the next one for several more months, sometime even years. Perhaps the most essential factor in managing an irregular income is to learn to think into the future. Instead of letting your spirits and your spending rise and fall with your income, it's vital to think long term and focus on your career rather than your paycheck. Thanks for joining me.